Dating abroad, foreign women are going to ask you for money. It's inevitable. It's just going to happen. Now, how you respond to them asking you for money is very important because it more than likely dictates how they're going to interact with you moving forward. If they sense that you're someone who's relatively gullible or someone who is easily manipulated by their story that they curate, and there's always a story, there's always something going on, there's always a family member sick, or there's always school tuition, or my salary didn't come in from work. Hey, the list goes on. So how much she actually likes you dictates the frequency in which she asks you for money, and it also dictates how tactful she is about asking you for money. From my experience, if she likes you a lot, she'll rarely, if ever, ask you for money directly. Instead, she'll probably find a more indirect way to drop hints that she may need help or something, or she may need some money. That's usually how it goes from my experience. And usually it's not very frequent, if ever, like I said. I think it's coming from a place of they don't want to mess up a good thing, if that makes sense, or to make you feel used or like she's just into you for money. Now, if she doesn't like you, on the other hand, it's a whole different story. If they don't like you, they could be asking you for money as frequently as every day, if not every other day. Now, the more tactful ones would probably split it up. I would assume weekly or bi-weekly. I haven't run into that many girls like that I didn't cut off immediately. So that's something that you guys might can help me out with. How often are foreign women asking you for money? So wherever you're traveling or dating out abroad, how often is women that you're talking to or courting asking you for the occasional $20 or the occasional 10,000 pesos? 10,000 pesos is a lot of money, but the occasional $100, $50 here. That's important to know, because if they don't really like you, from my experience, they're going to ask you for money that doesn't really make sense in their setting. You know what I mean? So if they're in a developing country like the Philippines, for example, and they ask you for 10,000 pesos, that's something's weird. That's not right. That's almost a monthly salary that they're asking you for in the Philippines. Now, I gotta contextualize this so you guys see what I'm saying. It's even weirder because she's asking you for a monthly salary in the Philippines, but not only just that, you know she's not going around asking her friends and her peers to give her a monthly salary. Like, imagine her going to her friends and saying, hey, can I have 10,000 pesos for whatever emergency she fabricates? Now, roles reverse. In America, say you make, I don't know, $3,000 a month. Who do you know that you can go to and say, hey, can I borrow $3,000? Nobody. Nobody. No one's asking for a monthly salary regularly. That's not normal. That's strange. So when they're asking you for those kind of amounts of money, just know she doesn't really like you. She absolutely does not really like you. Or she might fetishize you. She might find you physically attractive, but she doesn't see long term with you. She might entertain you for a long time or however long, but she's not really that into you. There are some girls that are a little bit more dangerous, and they'll play long game. Now, those girls are a whole different type of demon. They're bottom feeder. If they're playing long game and they'll hang out with someone and entertain someone that they just don't like for money, or even long-term divorce settlements and stuff like that, for the love of God, raise your standards so you avoid women like that. That's the only way to avoid women like that are playing long game, is to just raise your standards and be selective with the women that you decide to take out. So there's a couple ways to respond when she asks you for money. Now, some of you guys I know are more in this for the short term, and you're more or less dating casually, and that's fine. So when this happens, if you don't want to just outright block them or just stop talking to them, this is how you can filter a little bit more and really figure out what their intentions are, and make your decision from there. So if she asks you for money, I want you to say verbatim, we just started talking. I don't really know you that well, and I'm not really comfortable giving you money so soon when I don't know what your intentions are. So there's a few ways she can respond to this, and it's very important to pay attention to her response. She could respond by doubling down on her asking for money and asking again, essentially, or she can say, okay, I understand, and move on. The latter is a good sign, because it means she more than likely she actually likes you, and she sees something in you that she wants to keep around for a while. That's great. But if she's doubling down, your antennas should be going up at this point in time. More than likely, she's doubling down on a lie. That's just how she's more than likely doubling down on a lie. Like if she's making up a story about her family being sick, or she's making up a story about needing salary, etc., 9 times out of 10 she's lying. That's just how it is, bro. I don't mean to offend or make anyone feel any type of way. I'm just telling the truth. She's more than likely lying. And the fact that she's doubling down on a lie for money is a huge red flag. In my opinion, I think you should cut all losses and just cut her off or block her. Or just stop responding. You don't have to block her, actually. Just stop responding. Just stop responding. If you're a man of principle and you don't really want to just throw money because a girl's asking you for money for the chance of maybe, being intimate with her at some point in time. In my opinion, it's just not that serious. It's just not that serious. And dating abroad, I have so many more options. I hate to say it like that, but it's just kind of true that I don't really want to deal with someone who's just using me for money. If I wanted that, I could just stay at home in America and date. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, what if I have it to spend? And if you got it like that, hey, you're an adult. Do what you want to do. Me personally, I wouldn't advocate for it if you want to make real connections with people. So, story time. I met this girl, and I'll just nickname her F for short. And we went out a few times and we had a great time together. She was extremely feminine. She was very sweet. She was gorgeous. Now, after we met, I left the Philippines to go back home, and she messaged me a few weeks later. We had talked periodically in between, but she had messaged me specifically to say, hey, just to let you know, I'm thinking about you, and also my birthday's coming up. I'm like, oh, well, happy birthday. What are you doing for your birthday? And she's like, yeah, I plan to reserve a table at this bar, and I'm really happy and excited about it. And a few days later, she let that idea simmer and cook for a little while. This is how I know she's no good. So a few days later, she's like, hey, so my salary didn't come in from my job, and I don't know how I'm gonna pay to reserve this table anymore, and I've already told my friends that I got the table, and it's already happening, and I can't pay to reserve the table anymore because my salary didn't come in. And I'm like, okay, so how much is the table? And she says it's 10,000 pesos. Now, already I'm concerned. Now, already I'm a little skeptical because I can't think of too many places in the Philippines where a table costs 10,000 pesos. That's a lot of money there. So I'm thinking to myself, like, well, that's weird that she's asking me, and we only met a few times, and I'm not anyone prominent in her life, right? So why is she coming to me? So I say, okay, all right, hold on a second. Let me think about it. I went to message the actual bar on Facebook, and I asked them, I showed it on screen right here. I'm like, hey, how much does it cost to reserve a table for a birthday? And they say, hi, so the formal reserve, this is all the info you need to give us. We have, we hold the reservation until this amount of time. But in one of the bulletin points, they put no reservation fee or down payment is required. So I'm like, okay, so something's not right here. So I reiterate, I'm like, hey, so my friend, she actually has a birthday coming up, and she reserved a table for 10K. Is that true? And so they messaged me back and they said, there's no reservation fees, sir. We have consumables. There's no reservation that costs 10K. And when you look at their menu that shows like how much they charge for a table, the VIP table says it costs 10,000 pesos, which is the most expensive table in the entire club. So she wasn't necessarily lying, but she's not telling the truth either because there's no reservation fee. So what was she going to do with the 10K if I gave it to her? And so when I confront her about it, and she's like, oh, well, I already told my friends that I'm going to get this table. And I'm like, but so you didn't pay any reservation fee. So you're not holding to anything. You can get any table you want. So why don't you just get a table that you can afford right now? Like, why do you need the most expensive table? That doesn't make sense. Who are you trying to impress on your birthday? Shouldn't they be buying the table for you? I don't get it. I'm totally confused. And she's like, never mind. It's okay. I'm just going to figure it out myself. All right, whatever. I don't really understand why you're coming to me anyways. Like as if I'm like your husband or something. Like we barely know each other. Why are you asking me for money that you wouldn't ask anybody else for? It's strange, right? It's just weird. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Let me know if I'm tripping or not. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member. Join the Patreon, which offers absolutely nothing, mind you, but you'd be supporting me, so I appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Bye.